Alrighty guys, I hope you guys are having a great and wonderful day today. In today's video, I really want to talk about the Moldavite effect categories, right? So if you remember the very first time you held a piece of Moldavite in your hand, or you just came across Moldavite for the very first time, you know that there was a certain effect that you most likely felt, okay? Now, these effects actually have deeper spiritual meaning that I want to share with you guys in this video. And I'm only going to go through 3, and the rest of the 4 you guys can listen to on Sunday's video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, and let's just go with number 1, right? So how many of you actually felt what is called the warm handshake effect when you held your piece of Moldavite, right? So this is basically like when you hold the piece of Moldavite in your hand for the very first time, and you feel a sensation of warmth, right, when you hold the piece of Moldavite, right? How many of you actually felt that, right? Maybe you held it, the Moldavite was very warm and it made your hand really warm. And this is basically the warm handshake, right? Based on its name, it makes your hand warm. And the funny thing about it is that it's often felt by people who are not connected to their spirituality in their lives. I know from personal experience, I've come across people who have felt this a lot, and you can tell that that's, a stage in their life that they're progressing in, and, that they want to connect, but they're not yet connected. And so that's basically on a deeper spiritual level what that means. And I'm getting this information also from the Moldavite Enigma, if that's something you guys are interested in getting for yourselves. This is basically described in this book. And a funny side note that this book also mentions is that, if you're hosting a party, right, and you were to invite maybe your coworkers, maybe they're not that spiritual or open-minded about it yet, chances are that they are going to experience the warm handshake, since it's the most common feeling that people get when they're still not really connected to their spirituality in their lives. And so that's something that, you may have noticed. Maybe you've let other people hold your Moldavite or something like that. So that's basically what that means. And so let's go into effect number 2, right? Number 2, right, is the goosebump effect, right? How many of you have felt goosebumps when you've held a piece of Moldavite? Maybe you felt the small hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You just saw the goosebumps on your arm. Sometimes you get that when you're, I don't know, maybe you're scared, I don't know why I thought about Goosebumps, but Goosebumps, like that show that was, on many years ago. But basically, you feel those goosebumps, right, in your body. And basically, if you hold a piece of Moldavite and you feel the goosebumps, what this book says is that it's felt by people who have slight awareness of their spirituality, meaning that they are spiritually capable, but their abilities lie dormant. So that's basically what effect number 2 is. And if we start moving along to effect number 3, the heavy hand, right? I've actually, in my personal life, like I said, I love getting people's reactions when I let them hold my piece of Moldavite. And I've definitely come across people, in my family who have held, my piece of Moldavite, and they have commonly had the heavy hand effect, which is number 3. And so basically the heavy hand effect is exactly just like it sounds, right? So when you put this Tektite in your hand, right? When you put this Tektite in your hand or someone else's hand, the hand drops as if a great weight has been placed there, right? But if you look at Moldavite is really, not that heavy, even when you have bigger pieces, right? So it's not based on the Moldavite's physical weight, but a reaction to the energy, right? So usually people who respond to this type of effect is operating at a level of out of body or, hovering outside the physical and are not grounded or centered, right? So this is something that happens when you experience the heavy hand, and it definitely has an immediate impact on the handler's current state. So that is actually number 3, effect number 3, the heavy hand. So far, with the first 3 effects that I've shared with you guys, have you guys experienced any of these effects, right? Give this video a big thumbs up if you have felt one of these effects before. And I'm curious to see how many of you have felt this, right? The heavy hand, you either have the heavy hand, the goosebumps, or, right, the warm handshake. How many of you have felt one of those three effects? And, you know, on Sunday's video, I'm going to go through effect number 4, 5, 6, and 7, which you do want to stay tuned for as these levels do progress. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well, guys, if you haven't yet. And welcome to this channel as well if you are new. Give this video a big thumbs up, guys. Share it with someone who has a piece of Moldavite. Maybe they'll be like, oh my gosh, like I totally got the heavy hand, or I totally got the warm handshake, right? Also for fun, I'm curious to see how many of you have let other people hold your Moldavite and what their reactions are. And, you know, the effects that they've had the very first time they've had it. And see if any of these actually apply to them from this video and for Sunday's video, guys. And so stay tuned for that. I send you guys so much love, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. See ya.